Hello students, how are you all? Okay, class 8. So, have you understand the chapter number 6? Good. So students, till chapter number 6 we have learned about the fossil fuels and combustion and flame and everything. Now from chapter 7, now we are going to start chapter 7, conservation of plants and animal. Conservation means to conserve them, protect them, उसको conserve करके रखना कि we will use these things in future, because nowadays deforestation, killing of wildlife is rapidly, continuously is going on. So we have to conserve these things for our future. Okay. So in class 7 you have already discussed about the diverse variety of plants and animal and everything. So what is this diverse variety called? This diverse variety called biodiversity, in which you have seen different types of living organism. That is called as biodiversity. Bio means life and diversity means different varieties. Okay. So biodiversity can explained by or can defined by the diverse variety of plants and animals along with microorganisms living in a particular region is called biodiversity. Okay. So although biodiversity the biodiversity of a desert, grassland, rainfall are very different from each other. We all know that the biodiversity, the life of the animals are very different in different areas, like in desert, grassland, rainforest, etc. We actually knew only 1 or 2 millions of them. There are several millions which are discovered. Okay, about 10 million species of organisms are estimated in the habitat of the earth. 10 million species are discovered, but we only know about 1 to 2 millions of the species. Rest of them are waiting to be discovered. They are exist in the earth crust, but they are waiting to be discovered. Okay. Now here are the reasons of less of organisms. So what is the reason? First reason is deforestation. The clearing of forest and using the land of for other purposes is called deforestation. डिफॉरेस्टेशन मतलब क्या होता है? जब हम लोग लैंड हमको लैंड की ज़रूरत है, दे आर द कॉजेज ऑफ लॉस ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी. So there are several causes of loss of biodiversity. One of them is deforestation. So we have to use the land for many different purposes. So we need land, we cut the trees. This is called deforestation. So what is the causes of deforestation? Producing land for cultivation. Okay. Second, building houses and factories to obtain fuel, wood, fuel, and making furniture and paper. Okay. The natural causes of deforestation are forest fire and drought. These two are the natural causes of deforestation: forest fire and drought. Due to these two reasons, the deforestations occur. Okay. Now, what are the consequences of deforestation? So here are the consequences. What will happen when the deforestation will occur rapidly? Increase in the temperature and pollution level of the earth. As we know that global warming, carbon dioxide, if the deforestation is there, if trees and plant is not there, CO2 will be increases, and it will lead to the increase in temperature which causes greenhouse effect, global warming. Second, increase in the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere leading to global warming, as I said you. Third, lowering of water level, ground water level. ठीक है, जो हम पानी जो यहाँ से निकलता है from the earth crust, if the forest is not there, they are not able, then the water is not able to hold, because due to this forest, these trees, they hold the water by their roots. Okay, if the forest is not there, so ground water level will be lower. Fourth, disturbs the balance in nature. As I told you, it disturbs the balance, because wildlife, where they live? Forests are the house for the wildlife. So it disturbs the balance in nature, decrease in rainfall leading to drought. It is the main reason, drought. When the forest is not there, rainfall is not there, which leading to the drought. Soil erosion and decrease in soil fertility leading to desertification. Soil erosion is there, desertification is there, decrease in soil fertility, so it leads to desertification. Seventh, decrease in water holding capacity of soil leading to floods. Okay, water holding capacity should be there which leads to flood. अब पेड़ ही नहीं रहेंगे तो जब पानी बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सेस अमाउंट में गिरेगा तो वो क्या करेगा, बहते जाएगा. पेड़ क्या करते हैं, वाटर को होल्ड करके रखते हैं somehow. So these are the consequences of deforestation. Increase in temperature, pollution level, uh, pollution level will increase in the earth. Global warming, lowering of groundwater level, disturbs in balance in nature, decrease in rainfall, soil erosion, decrease in soil fertility, desertification, decrease in water holding capacity, which led to the floods. Okay, these are the consequences of deforestation. Okay, students. So here are the consequences of deforestation. Hope you will understand the consequences. Okay, students. Now, conservation of forest and wildlife. So these are, if you heard the consequences, so it one thing come in our mind. We have to conserve this forest and the wildlife. Okay, forest and wildlife can be conserved by setting up areas like biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, etc. So this wildlife and this uh, forest can be conserved by making some protected areas which are called biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, etc. So one by one we are going to see what is these things. Okay. Biosphere. Biosphere reserves are large areas of protected land for conservation of biodiversity and the traditional life of the tribals living there. Biosphere are the protected areas in which the wildlife and the people who are living there, tribal areas people, those who are living in forest, they have been protected by the government side. Okay, these biosphere, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries are made by government in a very protected areas where no hunting, deforestation should occur. They are punishable offense. Okay, students. So biosphere is a protected land area where no hunting should be there. ठीक है, वहाँ पे कोई hunting नहीं होती. The peoples were protected. We are living in the tribal area. National parks are areas for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and the natural resources. Wildlife sanctuaries are the area where, sorry, national parks are the areas where wildlife can freely move, use their habitat, can freely move from to use their habitat, live freely and use the natural resources. No hunting should be there. वहाँ पे कोई जाके hunting नहीं कर सकता. Only tourism well permitted to go there. Okay, जो tourist होते हैं they are permitted to go and see the animals, but hunting should be not there. They are punishable offense. Some of the national parks are Jim Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand. Okay, for tigers, and Kaziranga National Park in Assam, Giri National Park in Gujarat, Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh, and Sri Shaka National Park in Rajasthan for tigers. So these are the national parks which are especially made for certain animals which are going to be extinct from the earth crust. Okay, they are going to be vanished. वो धीरे धीरे खत्म हो रहे हैं. So this national park is mainly made for these animals, so they can be freely move, they can enjoy the habitat and the natural resources. Like Jim Corbett National Park is for the tigers, Kaziranga National Park is for the horned rhinoceros, Giri National Park is for the lions, Kanha National Park is for the tigers, Sri Shaka National Park is for the tigers. Okay, so these are the national parks, some national parks which are uh, made by the government to protect these animals, those who are extinct. Okay, what is extinct? I will explain you later. First, we will see the protected areas. Okay, now third one is wildlife sanctuaries. Wildlife sanctuaries are the areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them or to their habitat. It is an area which is strictly reserved for the protection of wildlife in their natural habitat. So these are the area where animals were live. All type of animals were live without disturbing their natural habitat. They are also freely enjoyed. That is called wildlife sanctuary. Wildlife sanctuaries. So in the wildlife sanctuary, the animals were living. Not only the tigers, particular animal. This is not for the particular animals. Therefore, every animals were living there. So okay, wildlife sanctuary also provides safe and safe and natural habitat for the threatened animals like black buck, elephant, golden cat, pink headed duck. These are the some animals which are going to be extinct, threatened animals. Threatened means ये डर है इनको कि ये खत्म होने वाले हैं. Okay, so these animals were conserved there. वो वहाँ पे रुक सकते हैं, वहाँ पे रहते हैं कि वो ख़त्म ना हो. दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी एक्सटेंड फ्रॉम द अर्थ. ओके, सो देयर आर 500 वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज इन इंडिया. देयर आर 500 वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज इन इंडिया. सो some wildlife sanctuaries like Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary, Rajasthan, Chilka Lake Bird Sanctuary, Odisha for birds, Sultanpur Lake Bird Sanctuary in Haryana, Bandipur Sanctuary, Karnataka for elephants, Mudamalai Sanctuary, Tamil Nadu for Indian elephants. In your book, there are 4 or 5 types of 500 sanctuaries are there, but mainly what are the special type of wildlife sanctuaries are there in your book? Their detail is given in Indian map. You can see page number 110, figure 7.14, wildlife sanctuaries and the national parks in India, where they are located. Okay, students. Now, biosphere reserves. Biosphere reserves. Biosphere reserves are large areas of protected land for conservation of biodiversity and the traditional life for the tribals living there. Biosphere reserves are the lands, protected lands where it is used for the conservation of biodiversity. वहाँ पे हम conserve करके रख सकते हैं biodiversity को, whether they are plants or animals. Okay, and this place is used for the traditional life. जो tribal areas peoples होते हैं, they are living there. So these areas are protected by for them also. Okay, and developed to educate them, train and create awareness about the environment aspects and eco-friendly living called biosphere reserves. Okay, so there are several types of biosphere reserves were known, like Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve, Sundarban Biosphere Reserves and Gulf of Munnar Biosphere Reserves. These type of biosphere reserves are there. Now second one, biodiversity. In the starting of the chapter, the introduction is there, biodiversity. I have already explained you, but here one more thing. Again, biodiversity is there. So the variety of plants and animals and microorganisms found in the area. Listen student, in this PPT, the topic is, every topic is given, but in your book some topics are given in first halves and second one is at the second half. So you please don't confuse, everything is given in your book. If you learn this PPT, if you learn this video, if you see the video, if you listen the video carefully, then you are able to understand your book. In your book the same things are given, and in this PPT which I was given you, same things was given. Okay, so don't get confused, everything is in your book, nothing is new. Biodiversity is the variety of plants and animals and microorganisms found in the area. Okay, as I told you, biodiversity is the variety of plants and animals which is found in a particular area. The Panchmari Biosphere Reserve consists of national park called Satpura and the two wildlife sanctuaries called Bori and Panchmari. In Panchmari Wildlife Biosphere Reserve, two national parks and one national park and two wildlife sanctuaries are there. तो सोचो वो पंचमरी जो बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व है, फॉरेस्ट है, वो कितना बड़ा होगा कि वहाँ पे एक नेशनल पार्क भी बना हुआ है और दो वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज भी बनी हुई हैं. वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज बहुत बड़ी होती हैं, ठीक है. कितना बड़ा वो बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व होगा. सतपुरा नेशनल पार्क हम लोग सुने हैं इसको, एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी कॉल्ड बोरी एंड पंचमरी. सो दिस इट्स लोकेटेड इन पंचमरी in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Now, the next topic, flora and fauna. It is also given in your book in page number 106. In page number 106, flora and fauna. Flora are the plants found in a particular area. Different kinds of plants living in a particular area, that is called as flora, and fauna are the animals found in a particular area, are different kinds of animal found in a particular area. So flora, plants, and fauna, animals. Okay. Example, the flora of Panchmari consists of seal, teak, wild, mango, jamun, silver ferns, etc. So we are taking the example of Panchmari wildlife, Panchmari biosphere. So here the flora of Panchmari, plants of Panchmari consist of sal, teak, wild mango, jamun, silver ferns, etc. And the fauna of Panchmari consists of wild dog, cheetah, wolf, leopard, blue bull, barking deer, etc. So you can see the pictures, these type of flora and fauna present in the Panchmari biosphere reserves. Okay. The International IUCN Conservation of National Nature and Natural Resources, now known as the World Conservation Union WUC, is an international body to study the assess of global conservation status of plants and animal species. Okay, these plants and animal species have, again, we have to study about them. So what type of plants and species are there? They are extinct, they are threatened, they are near threatened, they are data efficient, where everything should be clearly explained कि वो है नहीं है, क्या हो रहा है उनके साथ, वो ख़त्म हो रहे हैं नहीं हो रहे हैं, क्या है उनका सब चीज़ क्या चल रहा है. So one by one we are going to discuss about these things. What type of animals present in the wildlife sanctuaries. Okay, so endemic species. One topic is there, endemic species. Endemic species are those species of plants and animals only found in a particular area and not found in anywhere else. Endemic species are those species of plants of animals which found in a particular area. ठीक है, जैसे कि पोलर रीजन्स में जो एनिमल्स होते हैं वो दे आर फाउंड इन दैट पोलर रीजन इटसेल्फ, नॉट इन अदर रीजन. ठीक है, उनको ठंडी प्लेस ही चाहिए, सो वो वहीं पे रहते हैं. दे आर नॉट फाउंड इन एवरीवेयर. सॉरी. एग्जाम्पल, साल एंड वाइल्ड मैंगो आर द एंडेमिक फ्लोरा ऑफ पंचमढ़ी. बाइसन, Indian jane, squirrel and flying squirrel are the endemic fauna of this area. Flying squirrel, generally we see the squirrel which is roaming here and there in the tree. Okay, they are not flying, but one flying squirrel is there, one special type of species only found in Panchmari Biosphere Reserve. So there is a particular region where a particular animal or species of plants and animals were found, not in everywhere. Okay, these type of species are called as endemic species. वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी तो हम लोग अभी पढ़ चुके हैं पूरा डिटेल्स में. आर द एनिमल्स आर प्रोटेक्टेड फ्रॉम एनी डिस्टर्बेंस टू स्टॉप to them of their habitat. The killing or capturing of animals in wildlife sanctuaries is strictly prohibited. National parks are the areas reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. Example, Satpura National Park is the first reserve forest in India. Satpura National Park is the first reserve forest for the animals in India. Okay. Now, endangered species. In your book, it is given in 107. Endangered species, endangered animals are those animals whose numbers are diminishing and might face extinctions. So these are the animals whose numbers were short, or they may be फेस एक्सटिंक्टेड, ख़त्म भी हो सकते हैं, वो धीरे धीरे कम हो रहे हैं और बाद में जाके ख़त्म भी हो सकते हैं. दिस टाइप ऑफ एनिमल्स आर कॉल्ड एज एंडेंजर्ड एनिमल्स. दे शुड बी लेस इन नंबर और दे शुड बी वैनिस्ड फ्रॉम द अर्थ. So these are called as endangered species. Those are already in danger. So they are called as endangered species. Example, tiger is one of the many animals which are slowly demising. To protect the tigers in our country, the government launched the Project Tiger to ensure the survival of tiger population. Okay, we have already know tigers are going to be extinct and slowly demising. So the government launched the Project Tiger, a project called Project Tiger, to ensure and survival of tiger population. Dinosaurs have already extinct. Red Book data are the books which keeps a record of all endangered plants and animals. In your book, one column is there, Red Book data. So Red Book data is a book where we keep the we make an analysis and keep the data where all the animals we keep the records of all the animals who are in endangered. Okay, plants and animal who are in endanger, those who are going to be vanished, वो जो धीरे धीरे ख़त्म हो रहे हैं, उनका हम एक पूरा पर्टिकुलर डेटा बना के रखते हैं कि दोज आर इन endangered. Okay, so through this book, WCU is trying to create awareness about endangered species. First Red Book data of animals was published in 1991. Okay, this is made by IUCN, and the first book data is made in 1991. This Red Book data made for the animals or plant those who are endangered. Okay, now ecosystem. First I will explain you through this PPT. Now in second class I will explain you from your book. Those topics are left. Okay students, ecosystem. In starting of the chapter, ecosystem is there. Ecosystem consists of all plants and animals and microorganisms living in an area along with the non-living components like climate, water and soil. What is ecosystem? Surroundings, our environment, our surrounding called ecosystem, because in our surrounding all non-living contents are there and all living things are there. So the area surrounded by all non-living things and living things, this is called ecosystem. Okay, now one topic is there, migration. In your book in page number 110, migration is there. Almost all the topics are covered, but few topics were left, which I explained you in the next video through your book. Okay students, those topics are left and the internal questions, so don't panic for that. Listen this video, all the topics were covered in this video, and the rest of the things which are left I will explain to you in the next class through the book. So listen what I am saying in this video, listen carefully and understand the things. The internal question we also completed in our second video. Okay students, so migration. Now our topic is migration. Migration is the movement of animals from its own habitat to some other habitat for a particular time period every year due to climatic change or for breeding. So migration means एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाना. When you take admission from one state to another state school, you need a migration certificate because you are moving for certain period of time. Okay, for the change, because you are already take 12th, pass out 12th. Okay, and you have to go for the college. अब कॉलेज तुम छत्तीसगढ़ में नहीं, मान लो जाके पुणे में कर रहे हो, महाराष्ट्र में, तो यू नीड अ माइग्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट फ्रॉम योर स्कूल, गुरुकुल international. It shows that you are moving from one place to another place for a particular time for your studies and for a reason. Okay, so that's like in animals also, animals can move from its own habitat to some other habitat due to this climatic change and for a short period of time for breeding, for food, shelter and everything, especially for breeding. Breeding means reproduction. Okay, birds which fly every long distance to reach another lands called migratory birds. So some birds are there, they move, they fly over very long distance from their habitat to another land. Though this type of birds are called as migratory birds because they move from one their own habitat to another for several things like food, due to climatic change, shelter, reproduction, breeding for and everything. Okay, so this is called migration. Seasonal birds and animals are there, other animals are there which move from one place to another place from their own habitat to another land for the reason, okay, like unfavorable conditions, climates. After then the everything's will settle down, they will return back to their own habitat when the condition becomes favorable for them. This is called migration. So there are several reasons of migration should be there. As I told you, unfavorable condition of temperature, food and water for breeding, reproduction, and to escape from harsh and unfavorable climatic condition. These are the small reasons why the animals or birds move from one place to their own habitat to another land. Some migratory birds are there which they move for a long distance to reach the another land. One of the best example of this migratory birds is Siberian crane. Siberian crane has normal habitat in Siberia. Okay, when winter comes in Siberia, it gets extremely cold, which is not bearable for by the Siberian crane. So they flies thousands of kilometers to come in the warmer place in India, such as Rajasthan, Bharatpur, Rajasthan. In summer season, you will see the Siberian crane in Rajasthan. Okay, this is a bird. Okay, students. Now, recycling of paper. These trees are cut. The main reason of cutting of the trees is for the paper. So, when the deforestation is occur, this is harmful for us human beings, for the animals, for the climate, for the nature, for the weather, for everything. So we should stop doing such things. We should can recycle the things. The paper which we use, that can be recycled, which can be again used in the industries. Okay, so we save the energy, we save the forest if we recycle the paper, है ना? And last one is reforestation. Recycling, reforestation, these are the conditions we can conserve the biodiversity, we can conserve the plants and animals, we can conserve the forest. First one is recycling of paper and second one is reforestation. Reforestation means again restocking of destroyed forest by planting new trees. Reforestation means planting of new trees. We should plant at least as many trees as we cut. If we cut 2 trees, we have to plant 10 trees. As many as tree we can plant, then it is good for us also. We can prevent pollution, we can give home to the wildlife, we conserve our wildlife due this reforestation and recycling of paper. Our green wealth, reforestation is only the option. We have to plant more and more trees, so there should be less harms of animals and drought, flood. So many reasons can be taken care. Okay, students. So in this, the chapter is almost completed. The left behind topics I will explain you in the next video through the book. Till then, listen the video carefully and take care. Thank you.